I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I got a little piece of dirt on my lens. Yeah, it's better. Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm going to sit here and talk. I'm in the machine shop where it's echoey, so I'm going to sit close to the camera and talk a little bit lower to avoid the echo. I'd go out in the other half, but it's really cold and rainy out there, and I don't want to sit there in the cold and talk. Now, I've made enough videos with content, machine shop content, so I've earned the slot to make a video where I just sit and talk and don't show any content. It's the way it works. Some people really like me just talking. Some people want more constructive stuff that shows how to do things. This one's a talking video. Now, I've got to buy a new pair of boots. The pair of boots that I have right now are, I'm not sure I can pronounce it correctly. You know I am with words. They're Keen Parisian. It was the best boot they sold, the most expensive and highest quality boot they sold. And I bought a pair, and I liked them so well that I talked Beth into buying a pair and Sue into buying a pair, so we all have them. I'm on my, I want to say this is the second set, but it may be the first one. Anyway, I've had them for a couple of years, and to give you some idea, these have become a very close friend, and they're starting to wear out, and they don't make them anymore. To give you an idea how good they are, I can actually be hiking, walking along, and stop for a minute and think, and it's like, wow, my feet are really comfortable. That's nice. Or I can be sitting on the couch with Sue and Beth watching the news and go, wow, it feels like I got bedroom slippers on. But shoes and I have had a really stormy relationship. See, I'm an old man, and back when I was a kid, shoe technology hadn't advanced like it has today. It was nothing like it is today. It was pretty bleak. There weren't a lot of places that even sold shoes, and to really get any selection at all, I had to drive 40 miles and go through, you know, malls and stuff to get to a shoe store, and then still the quality and the selection wasn't that good. Their idea of a good boot was a big, heavy, thick-soled leather boot that was all stiff, and you had to wear it for a couple of months to break them in. And then they weren't that comfortable. Now, another problem was my dad didn't have a lot of money. We lived pretty close to the ground, so he couldn't afford a really good pair of shoes. Second off, I was young, and if he bought me a good pair of shoes, I'd probably outgrow them before I'd wear them out. Third was the selection of sizes was very limited, and they didn't usually carry any wide shoes, and I had wide feet. So with those factors in place, I was doomed to wear cheap, no support shoes that were too narrow. And in the process, it folded my little toe right up underneath my next toe, and the next three toes developed hammer toe, and my big toe was bent right over sideways, just from the narrow shoes. And sometimes they were too big, sometimes they were too small, sometimes they're too long, sometimes they're too short. So it pretty much destroyed my feet as a child. Now, when I got to a little older and get out on my own and started working at Sylvania back in the 70s, shoes still hadn't come very far. It still was pretty bleak. And the company paid for the shoes, so a truck would show up every so often, and you just go in and they'd fit you with a pair of shoes. Once again, they didn't carry wide shoes, the selection was a little bleak, and the quality was dicey. So all the time I worked at Sylvania, I had crappy shoes that hurt my feet. Okay, fast forward to when I retired and started working with minibulldesign. Now when I got there, in that situation, I had the internet. That was a friend now. I had a website on the internet. So I basically knew the internet, and there were huge selections of places to buy shoes. Also, because I was working for myself on minibulldesign, my income tripled. I had much more disposable income, so I could afford a good pair of shoes. Now, I'm the kind of guy that likes to get an idea today and get a check in the mail for that idea tomorrow. That's just the way I roll. So when I found Zappos, which has basically every shoe on the face of the earth, and if you order in the morning, you'll get them the next afternoon. That was a match made in heaven. Now, I didn't know a lot about shoes, but Beth did. Beth is kind of a shoe connoisseur. She knows what she likes. And she first talked me into buying a set of Keen sandals. I had seen a guy out on the Appalachian Trail wearing a pair, and I was very impressed with them, enough so I photographed them. I brought the picture home. Beth bought a pair. She really liked them, and I bought a pair. And I still have them today. They're like 5 years old, and I wear them all summer. They're pretty well worn out. So next, I started buying shoes from Zappos, different models, different makes. There was a pair of New Balance in there, which were really comfortable, but they didn't last very long. They didn't have good support. They're more like slippers and shoes. And I finally started buying Keen shoes. And I bought 2 or 3 different models, and I finally got these Parisians. Like I said, I'm not sure that's what you call them. That was the last pair of shoes I'd ever buy. I'd always buy them. Unfortunately, I've had these a few years. They don't make them anymore. Bummer. So I'm going to have to look around and probably buy something else from Keen until I get something else that I like equally well. Haven't seen anything yet, but I'm sure I will. Okay, enough on that. Now, I wanted to talk about customers also while I was here making this video. Because I've basically been selling stoves for over 10 years, I've developed a fairly large following of customers. I have about, and I really don't know this number, I'm just yanking this. I know it's easily more than 500 just from the paperwork I have. So I'm going to say probably I have 1,000 customers that when I see their orders come in, I recognize the name and know something about them. Yeah, it's 1,000. Total customer base, newbies, and people that just order once every year, maybe once every 2 years, is probably around 7,000. But there's like 1,000 people that I'm in steady contact with that order from me regularly. When I say regularly, maybe once a month. Certainly once every 3 months. So when I see their names come in, I know basically who they are. I know what they like. I probably know something custom I've done for them at some time or another. I may even have talked to them on the phone. I've certainly had email conversations with them. And they've explained to me what they like about my product and what they'd like to see changed. And those are the people that formed minibulldesign. Now, that's a warm and fuzzy crowd. Whenever I see those names come in, it just makes my day. You know who you are. And a lot of them are from other countries. A lot of them are right from here in the United States. That's the crowd that keeps me going on a daily basis and keeps my spirits up. Because as long as I see those names, I get that warm and fuzzy feeling that everybody's looking for. And it's really great to have a company that's successful with that many really dedicated customers. And I really thank them for that. It makes my day. I probably appreciate that type of thing more than the average person because I'm afflicted with a disease that causes severe and regular anxiety attacks. I'm on some fairly strong medication for it. But when I wake up every morning, I'm having a severe anxiety attack. The type of anxiety attack that would cause a lot of people with lesser mental control to just commit suicide. That kind of anxiety. The kind of anxiety you have standing on the edge of a skyscraper looking down. Vertigo, anxiety, bad. And I've had that my entire life as far back as I can remember. And only in the past 3 or 4 years have they found a medication that deals with it. If I hang in there and don't commit suicide around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it usually lets up enough so I'll have a pretty good day. But from 6 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, it goes from really, really bad to just mild to the point where it's fairly tolerable and eventually will fade away around 2 in the afternoon. Always been that way, and I suspect it always will. So during those anxiety attacks, seeing those orders come in with those names on them and knowing that those people are my friends and that they just bought something from me that I made with my bare hands really helps. It really, really helps. And I'd like to thank everybody for that. So if anybody knows where I can buy a set of Keen Parisian boots in size 11, let me know. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day and try to get out and enjoy your backpacking equipment. It's really special stuff. Bye-bye.